This is flirty, dirty, and bookish.
Welcome to the dark side.
Listen if you dare.
So before we get into the series, we wanted to let you guys know that there is a lot of spoilers. So if you have not read the series and you don't want spoilers, please don't listen. Go read them first and come back. Also, if you like spoilers, feel free to listen because you're just like me and I love spoilers.
Also, there's a lot of triggers in these books. We just wanted to give you guys a heads up. We're not going to discuss what the triggers are right here, but they
Those
will
give
be
away
talked
spoilers,
about
too.
in the episode.
Yeah.
Because we would spoil it if we did. However, if you want to listen to the episode and you don't care about spoilers, but you want to know what the triggers are, you can just go look at the book and read the trigger warnings first to make sure that you're okay with everything we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, I feel like we try our best to say, oh, trigger warning, before we start talking about something that could be triggering to people. But when you're mid-conversation and you go on a little bit of a rant, sometimes it can be hard. So we just wanted to put this at the beginning just to let you guys know that will be involved in these next few episodes. So, yeah, just so you guys are aware. I hope you enjoy. Welcome to Black Hallows.
Okay, so now we are on the second book of Black Hallows, which is Revenge of a Queen. So this book starts off exactly where the last one finished, which is River standing outside with this child holding on to him saying, River! And then you're like, what the hell is happening? So Helen comes outside and she's like, Cassie! So they get Cassie back inside and I was like, come into my house, I guess, because gotta tell you something. So he finally follows her into the house. She's sitting in the living room with Cassie on her lap. In this time, she's also texted Lincoln, you need to get to my house now.
Marcus knows.
Well, Marcus is sitting and they're completely confused, doesn't know what's happening. He starts to get kind of pissy and she's like shut up, there's a child here. So he doesn't say anything. He tries to remain calm. And then Lincoln and Jace show up.
Jace now sees Cassie and
Jace now sees Cassie and what is going on? But he hasn't fully said anything yet. So they're sitting there kind of hey, what is going on? Marcus is fuming. He's pissed because now he knows that Lincoln knows whatever the hell this is. But he's not 100% sure where Jace stands. So then Asher walks in because in the first book, we didn't really talk about it because it wasn't that important. But before she went to lunch with Zach, she had gotten a text from Asher saying, I'm going to come by later. I have some information. So they're sitting in the living room, all of them, with Cassie in Elle's arms. And Asher walks in, and Cassie gets up and says, Daddy! And runs over to him. And Jace is like, what the fuck, Daddy? I'm sorry. So in Marcus's head, you're actually in Marcus's head, he's like, okay, what the fuck? He looks over. Lincoln's not shocked at all. He's now pissed because he's learned that Asher is Cassie's father because he's an idiot who doesn't listen. And Jace, and then he looks over at Jace, and Jace is completely shocked. He's like, well, at least one person didn't betray my trust. So in Marcus's head, he believes that she slept with Asher behind his back, and that's why she left town, because she got pregnant. And he assumes that this is why his father is dead. I don't know why he pieces this all together. I don't know
how
what
he brings
the
his father
thinking.
in.
He's so goddamn dumb sometimes. I'm like, Marcus, you're so stupid. So anyway, so they end up getting Cassie out of the room. And he says, how does she know who I am? And Elle leaves the room for a second. She comes back with this photo album that Marcus has seen before. So he's flipping through it and he sees that actually has recent photos of him too. And he's like, what the hell? And she goes, when Cassie was born, she used to cry a lot at night and I was just a kid, didn't know what to do. So she would tell her stories, but the only stories she could ever think of were stories about her and her river. So that's how Cassie knows who Marcus is, because she's gone to bed every night to a bedtime story about him. So he's like, okay, but he's pissed. He stays there for all of 5 minutes. Lincoln is just staring at Elle come on, tell him, you gotta say something. and it switches to Elle's point of view, and you're in her head, and she's like, I can't tell him. I have to keep him safe. Like, I'm not going to say anything. So she lets him think that Cassie is her kid, or that Cassie is her and Asher's kid. Doesn't tell him about what happened. Doesn't tell him about Greg. Nothing. He walks off. He leaves. Jace is sitting there, and she's like, pretty boy, like, you can't tell anyone about this. Like, you can't tell anyone about Cassie. And so now Jace is upset because he's like, wow, like,
I thought you trusted me.
I thought you knew me better than that to, like, know that I would never, ever put you in harm, which means obviously your daughter too. So he leaves pissed off. So now Lincoln's like, why the hell didn't you just tell Marcus? And she's like, I can't have him involved in this. Like, I need to keep him safe. Like, he can't know. And he's like, I don't understand why you can't clue into the fact that he is already a part of this. He already wants revenge on Elliot for what happened to his dad.
Yeah.
Just bring him into it. And she's like, you don't understand how he's going to react. Because she was partially right. Lincoln was partially right. But it's still...
She knows that he's going to, like, go off the rail and, like, just go and try and kill him himself.
Without thinking. Yeah. So Lincoln ends up leaving, also frustrated. And then Cassie comes back into the room with a picture she drew for River. And her and River.
Oh, yeah. That was so cute.
She comes back and she goes, Mommy, where's River? And she's like, oh, River left, baby. And she's like, oh, well, is he gonna come back? And I was like, I know I should lie to her. Like, I know I should, but, like, I don't know what to say. So she's like, I'm just gonna be honest. She goes, I don't know, sweetheart. I don't know if he ever will. And the Cassie's just, like, upset. I'm like, why? Marcus, like, screw you right now, dude. Like, I was so mad at him. But I was also mad at Elle for not just telling him.
Me too. I was getting annoyed.
So then, weeks go on.
They go to school. Jason, Lincoln are beside
They
Elle.
become, like, her body... Lincoln went everywhere with her already. Now Jace is... At school, at least, Jace is with her everywhere. He's still upset with her, but he also still loves her. Like, he treats her like his sister.
Yeah.
And so they become the dynamic trio. Marcus is gone. And there's this one day at school where these football players decide that, okay, well, Marcus is gone and
the
he's
king
the
is gone, so now we're going to take down the kingdom.
over, assuming that Jace and Lincoln aren't a threat.
Oh, and boy, are they ever.
Yeah. So Elle sees this going down, and she goes to step in, and she's the one who ends up, like, full blown.
She broke the guy's dick.
She broke his dick. She breaks his dick. And the other two fight off the other boys, and then they're like, okay, so just because the king isn't here doesn't mean his court's not, so back the hell off. So they didn't have any issues.
And this is when Jace now starts calling her Queenie.
Yeah, he starts
because he goes, should I stop calling you princess and call you Queenie?
So he does. And finally
and then he calls Cassie princess.
Yeah, he starts calling Cassie princess. So they actually have family dinners tonight all the time at home, or at Helen and Arthur's. So Jace and Lincoln now are, like, very acquainted with the family.
Yeah.
And they go to school together every day. And I was like, I don't understand why they didn't before. Like, they all lived together. I don't know why they were taking 3 separate vehicles
Makes
to
no
school
sense.
every day.
They go get their Starbies.
Yeah, so they get Starbucks, and they're all, like, a happy family, the 3 of them, but they're all missing Marcus. Marcus still hasn't come back. So Marcus still is not back.
He's a fucking idiot.
And there's this one day at school, and Jay says, oh, so are we all going over to the Wrightons for dinner tonight? And Elle and Lincoln know that they have a mission tonight. So I was like, I'm sorry, Jace, but we have to do something tonight. So Jace knows that they're up to something. Like, they're not hiding it completely from him, but they're also not telling him exactly what's going on. And he's like, he kind of gets upset again. Like, okay, you don't trust me. And he walks away. And Lincoln's like, you also need to tell him what's going on. And she goes,
like, he now knows everything.
She's like, he's our happy-go-lucky boy. Like, I'm not ruining him.
Yeah.
So then nothing happens with that. And then later on, they go on their stakeout. They've got Asher Donovan in their ear again. And this is when we learn full-blown what donuts means.
Yeah.
So they go to this warehouse that is one of, like, the smaller warehouses that Elliot Donovan has. So it's not, like, one of his big ones, not one of his main ones. So there's not a lot of guards there. But they get there, they find, like, a few guards there, whatever, and they take them down. And then was like, we should light this place up after while they're doing this. And so they're saying donuts to Asher to let him know that they're all
because they are like fighting off these people and kill these people. Elle killed 1. Lincoln kills 3.
3. Yeah.
Lincoln knows what he's doing.
And this is the first time you really see that Lincoln does. And you don't really know his backstory yet. You do later on in this book. So everything's good. And then so when they had gotten there, she said they were going to set it on fire after. So they go outside. And Jace is there. And Elle is covered in blood. Lincoln's got blood all over him. And they're walking out. And Jace is standing there with tools to set something on fire.
And Elle's like, what the fuck?
She's like, why the hell is he here? And Lincoln's like, you wanted to set a fire.
I brought in the bro.
Exactly. And Jace is like, so what am I doing?
Yeah.
So he goes to set the thing on fire, and then Lincoln had some like separate clothes for them to deal with the blood. So they taking off their bloody clothes. Well, Jace sees the scars on Elle. So you're in Jace's head right now, and Elle is taking her clothes off, and it's not like he's like oogling her, but he sees the scars along her stomach.
Ogling.
Sorry, her, and he sees the scars on her stomach, and
he point blank
looks at her. Well, in his head first, he starts kind of piecing things together. So his sister was also raped by Greg Donovan, but she was also murdered by Greg Donovan.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he was put into foster care. He had these horrible junkie parents that didn't care about them. And then once his sister's murder happened, CPS was finally alerted of things that were going on at home. And so he was put into foster care. And that's how he ended up meeting the rebels. So he's aware of the things that they do. So he looks at her stomach, looks at Elle, puts 2 and 2 together like a smart person would do, thinking about the fact she disappeared 3 years ago. She has a daughter. Doesn't seem like her and Asher have romantic feelings for each other. And he says, Elle, who is Cassie's dad?
Yeah, she knows it.
And
he knows that she hates the Donovans
and
besides
she says,
Asher.
Yeah, she says Asher is her dad. Like, she's getting defensive because Asher is her dad.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, okay, who is Cassie's biological father? And in his head, he's like, is it Elliot or is it Greg? And she says, Greg Donovan. And he's like, okay, I knew it. And he's like, okay. And so now Jace knows more of what's going on now.
He's put 2 and 2 together. She didn't need to explain it to him.
Well,
I think she does.
She gives him like a little more information, like what she's doing now, the revenge. But he's the one who figured it out on his own. She just had to give him, okay, so I'm getting revenge. This is what's happening, and these people are involved, and like this stuff.
Yeah.
So now Jace is fully a part of it. So now 2 of Marcus's friends are with Elle. His 2 best friends, his brothers, are with Elle. He comes back.
Well,
and he no longer has his brothers because they're Team L right now. Like, screw you, you fucking dipshit.
Yeah. So they go and get their Starbucks
before school.
Because Jace loves his Starbies.
And he never gets what anyone orders.
No. She's like, I want an Americano. He goes, well, you got a double spice chai extra espresso almond milk latte. Like, fuck.
And she gets mad every time, but then she drinks it. He goes, it's good, right?
And then he gets mad
every time.
He gets a double chocolate chip frappuccino for his sweet tooth.
And he definitely does not get Lincoln his black coffee.
No. Lincoln gets like,
it's like red and white mocha is what he got the first time, and I'm just
peppermint mocha. Okay,
I'm sorry. Why would you give Lincoln Blackwell? I'm sorry.
Please give him a coffee frap or something.
Yeah, like, why are we doing this?
Lincoln's like, fuck.
He just wants his black
He's probably
coffee.
so used to it, but now he just doesn't care.
Why does he even bother ordering? Sorry. Anyway, so Jace loves his Starbies.
So they go get Starbies in the morning and go to school.
They go to school and they get to school.
And Jace spits out his Starbies.
He spits it out. He's in the back seat. Keep in mind, so he spits it on and down.
And everywhere.
And she's like, what the hell, pretty boy?
These are my favorite pants.
Yeah,
and he goes,
guys.
She's like, what? Elle looks out the window. And Marcus
is back, but
has a bitch named Terry On his
glued to
arm.
his goddamn side.
Cherry bomb her.
Bitch. So they get out of the car. Elle gets out, and the boys flank her. They're on her side.
Oh yeah.
But they have to show a good front
That
in
the
front of the
rebels aren't
school.
split.
Because they can't show that the rebels are split. So they're having a quote-unquote civil conversation. And by other means, it's horrible, but it's said in a nice way.
They like do
She's
the little bro
full-blown- yeah.
shake thing, whatever.
Mhm.
Like,
And
good
then
to
he
have you
introduces-
back, buddy.
Yeah, and then he's like, "This is Cherry," and she's like, "Cherry, fucking Cherry."
Where the fuck did you get this porn star from?
Yeah. So this becomes a whole goddamn issue. And then they also have to have lunch together because they have to show that they're a unit. So one day they're having lunch and Marcus is sitting there, and Cherry was at the table at one point and then she walked away, and Elle looks at him and is like, so she like says something about Cherry again. She doesn't like Cherry. She gets very stabby thinking about Cherry. She does not like her. And in front of the goddamn entire cafeteria, this is what comes out of fucking Marcus's mouth. She's hardly a porn star. Just because you opened your legs at 14 doesn't mean everyone else does. I noted this and said, Marcus, you're actually a fucking moron.
Yep.
Like, and so Elle is like, fuck you, and walks out.
Jace grabs
looks at
him.
Jace grabs, like, full blown grabs him and is like, what the fuck you're talking about? You need to shut your mouth. And he falls out. And then Lincoln looks at him and is like,
No, Jace punches him in the face.
Jace punches him and walks away.
Yeah.
After, like, he screams at him a little bit. And then Lincoln just looks at him, like, disappointed and is like, I don't understand why you can't just.
Yeah. I think Jace literally says, once you find out what happened,
You're
you're going to wish I did more than just hit you.
Yeah, that's exactly what he says to him. Yeah. And then Lincoln's kind of just. This is in Marcus's POV, and Lincoln's just kind of looking at him, like,
What the
super
fuck?
disappointed, like, what's wrong with you? And he just says, like, what, like, you need to, like, open your eyes.
Yeah.
And then he also walks away.
Yeah.
So Marcus is left there sitting alone, like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Because in his head, his brothers have been whipped into L land, and they think she can do no wrong, but in reality, they know the truth, and they know what you just said was super screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yes, he doesn't know what happened, and yes, he's hurt, but it was the fact that he had to scream that in front of the entire cafeteria that pissed me off.
Yeah.
It wasn't that he said it because he does think that because she won't tell him. I get it. She has not told him what happened. She won't tell him. She refuses.
But why stoop that low?
But why stoop that low and why say that in front of the entire cafeteria when you don't really know what happened and you know you're missing pieces?
He just doesn't care.
No, because he's hurt. Which, okay, be hurt. Do you have to, like, say that? Even if that's what happened.
Yeah.
You don't need to do that. Like, screw you. Anyway, so that all goes down. Later on, there's this party at the warehouse, the same warehouse they'd been at that party where she rekindled her friendship with Taylor and she had that panic attack in the first book. So at this party here, Jace has decided, well, if he's going to have Cherry, then
let's make him jealous.
Let's make him jealous. So all week at school, Jace has been walking with his arm around Elle and acting like they're together and all this stuff. Jace just wants to piss Marcus off.
And Marcus is still making comments like, oh, you opened your legs for all the rebels now? Blackwell, are you next?
Yeah.
Like, what the
Like,
fuck?
screw you. You also know Lincoln's gay.
Yeah.
Like, you're such an idiot. Like, actual moron. So they go to this party. Well, they don't all go together, but of course Marcus is there too. So Marcus is there with Cherry.
Dancing.
And he sees...
in the middle of the fucking crowd.
Well, he sees Asher come in first, and he goes up to Asher. And he's kind of just, like, being a dick, but not really. Like, it's kind of like he was trying to get info out of
Mhm.
Asher. And Asher's like, you need to, like, actually have a conversation with her. And he's like, I never hated you. You were the one who always had a problem with me. We could have been friends. You didn't want that.
Yeah.
And so Asher kind of, like, walks away from him and goes to join the table that Elle, Jace, Taylor, and Lincoln are all sitting at. And Marcus looks over and is like, what the fuck is going on?
He's
Like,
I'm alone again.
he's like, I'm alone again, but not only this, my brothers are sitting with a goddamn Donovan.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Because once again, he doesn't know anything, but he's also not picking up on things. Like,
So
obviously,
stupid.
if she's still friends with Asher, if your brothers have decided to be okay with Asher, obviously you're missing something.
How Marcus took over the fucking South Side, but can't put 2 and 2 together is beyond fucking
Because he
me.
can, if it's not about Al.
Yeah, he's like
He's
blinded by
completely
his
blinded by Al.
hatred and love, and
He's blinded by his love for her, which makes him jealous and stupid. Because he just doesn't want to see. I think he doesn't want to admit that something bad could happen to her.
yeah.
He'd rather her do something to him than ever have to think about the possibility that something bad happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
So he decides he's going to make her jealous first. So then it switches over to Al's POV. And he's dancing on the dance floor with Cherry.
Cherry's grinding her ass all over him.
Cherry. Goddamn porn star. And so Elle is sitting there fuming. And Jace keeps trying to tell her. He's been telling her the whole time. Look how he's not, like, looking at her when he dances with her.
He's not
Look
touching
how he doesn't
her.
he was touching her this time, but like in the cafeteria at times when she's like been stabby about it, he's like, look how he's looking at you, look how she's touching him and he's not touching back. Well, this time her reasoning was, well, he is touching her, and he goes, yeah, but his eyes have been on you the whole goddamn time. So he's also trying to get Elle to open her eyes.
Fuck.
Poor Jace. It's just like, come on, people.
He's like, how am I the only one that put 2 and 2 together here? Like, fuck.
Jace is the only one the entire time. He's like, you two belong together. Just figure it out.
Yeah.
Even when he didn't know anything, he was like, come on, I know you two are gonna be together.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so Jace ends up taking Elle onto the dance floor, and they dance
Right in front of Marcus and
right
Cherry.
in front of them.
Like, they are facing each other.
And every dance move that they do, she does with Jace. And then she sees Cherry kiss Marcus. Well, fuck you, bitch. So she grabs Jace and she kisses Jace. And she's like, he's a good kisser, but there's like nothing here. There's no sparks, no nothing. And then they hear a keg get smashed to the ground by the Hulk, Marcus, who's pissed the fuck off, and he walks out of the building.
And Jace literally looks at Elle and goes, I love you, Queenie, but that was fucking weird.
Yeah, like, never do that again.
No, please
Please
don't.
never kiss me again. So Jace will now forever hopefully never flirt with her again. So that's been determined.
Well, he does, but like in like his
Yeah.
own way, and they know that.
So now Elle is super weirded out. She gets Jace, but also she's just very frustrated and mad about everything that happened is going on with Marcus and Cherry and all this shit. So she goes to get some air in the same alleyway she was in when Marcus cornered her the first time. Well, who do you think comes walking out? None other than Marcus. And they hook up. Once again, they don't have sex, but they hook up in this alleyway. He leaves her. Okay, so not long after this warehouse party is the anniversary of Marcus's dad's murder. And Marcus every year gets super freaking wasted and he goes to visit his father's grave. So he's at his dad's grave, but he likes to sit behind it and rest up against the back. Marcus has been drunk for days at this point because of everything going on with Elle, because it's that time of year. He's just depressed because he also doesn't really have his friends right now either. He ends up passing out, leaning up against the thing, and he wakes up when he hears Elle's voice on the other side. And he kind of starts to hear things, and he's like, she's talking to him like he saved her, and he's starting to get confused. Well, while she's talking to him, he stays hidden the whole time. And then he remains hidden when someone walks up to Elle, and it's Elliot Donovan. So he's now walked up to Elle. And just so you know, at this point, he has a hit, or he doesn't have a hit, but he has like a warrant out for her head, basically, that he wants her alive. So she always has someone with her. That's why Lincoln is so protective. It's why they all drive to school today. Someone has to be with her at all times for safety. But she's technically standing in the cemetery alone.
Lincoln's waiting for her
At the car. He like trusted her to be able to handle herself.
Yeah.
So she ends up having this conversation with Elliot. and Elliot's basically threatening her, and Marcus is just sitting there. This is all in Marcus's POV. He's getting more and more confused by the minute. What the hell happened? What is going on? Like, all this shit. Elle ends up leaving the cemetery. She leaves with Lincoln. Marcus never reveals himself. When she's left the cemetery, he's kind of just standing there like, what the fuck is going on? And then later that night, he finally decides, okay, I need to fucking talk to her. Like, he finally pulls his head out of his ass enough to realize, I need to have a conversation with her. So he shows up where he knows she lives. Zach is there, and Zach is like, are you finally, like, pulling your head out of your ass? And he's like, okay, well, I need to talk to you first. So he explains
When he
his
picked
side
her
of
up
the story.
and everything with his dad.
Yes. So he's gotten that. But then Marcus asks him, why were you there? Why did my dad call you? Why did you have to come get out? And Zach's like, those are all questions you have to ask her. I can't tell you. He's like, this is all I can tell you because this is my part of the story. And this is how I knew your father. But that is all I can tell you. You have to ask her the rest. And so Marcus is like, okay, where is she? And so Zach takes him to, so they have the main house. And then farther back on the property is another house. And that's where Helen and Arthur live. But that's also where Cassie's bedroom is. Just for safety reasons.
She has 2 bedrooms.
We never hear about her sleeping in the main house, though.
She has 2 bedrooms.
Yeah. So the room that Cassie mostly uses is out in that house with Helen and Arthur. So a lot of the times, Elle will be over there. So Zach sends Marcus over there. Marcus goes, he finds Elle, but she's asleep in Cassie's bed. So he decides he's just going to sit there and wait.
And watch them sleep.
Yeah. So he watches them sleep. He ends up falling asleep himself in the chair, and he is awoken by a child who's in front of him. She's like, River,
Be quiet, mommy's sleeping, but wanna go play tea party with me?
and he's like looking at her and he goes, kid's always this creepy? Because she's like in his face, like smiling, like early in the morning. He was like, kid's always this creepy? Like, are they supposed to be like this? So he ends up having a tea party with Cassie.
And Elle wakes up to them having a tea party.
And she's like, what the hell is happening? Like,
but she's also like really happy about it.
But she's also like really confused.
Yeah.
Like, why is Marcus sitting in that tiny little kid's chair having a tea party with Cassie? Like, last I saw him, he was pissed at me.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
I'd be scared.
Yeah. So eventually, Arthur comes into the room to see if Cassie wants pancakes. And he's like, I don't know what's happening. So he takes Cassie.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just gonna take Cassie with me for pancakes. Elle, do you want anything? She's like, yeah, we'll be down in a bit. So her and River finally, or not really talk. She's like, why are you here? And he's like, we need to talk about it. And she goes, okay.
Not right now.
But she's like, not right now. We can talk
after
breakfast. So they go downstairs to have breakfast. She texts Lincoln and Jace and Asher that they all need to come to the house. Because she hasn't technically fully told Lincoln and Jace everything. So she's like, I just want to have to do this once.
Yeah.
But she also knows that while she's telling Marcus part of the story, the part that Jace and Lincoln do know, she's going to need backup to make sure he doesn't lose his shit. So they have breakfast. The boys show up. She takes them downstairs to this, like,
war room.
Not yet. They go there after she's told them. But they go to this, like, what would you call it? Like, den? Like, they're den, yeah. So they're in the den downstairs, and she's sitting next to Asher, which makes Marcus slightly fume a bit. But he has Lincoln and Jace next to him. And she's like, okay. So, Jace and Lincoln, you guys know part of this. Marcus, I'm just going to tell you everything, and you guys will learn the rest as I go through the story. So she finally tells Marcus everything, including what happened, including who Cassie's biological dad is,
what her plans are,
everything. But before she says anything, though, she made Marcus promise that he could not go and do anything about what she was about to tell him. So he did, because he wanted to know what she was going to say. But then after she finishes talking, he's like, fuck, like, I made a promise. I can't go do anything, and I just want to do something. So Jace, Asher, and Lincoln leave the room to give them some space. And they're in there, and Marcus is like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry I wasn't there for you. I'm so sorry about the way I've been acting, like, for the way I've been treating you. Like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And also in his head, he remembers exactly what Jace had told him, which was, when you find out the truth, you're gonna wish I did more to you. And in his head, he's like, I really do wish Jace did more than just punch me in the face.
Mm-hmm.
So they finally have a talk, and then they all go outside into the hallway to like let the boys know they've talked. And Cassie comes running up, and she wants to have a pool party because she's a child and has no idea what's going on. So they have this pool party, and this is the first time that Marcus sees Elle's scars.
And he also realizes, because Jace is playing with Cassie in the pool, how comfortable Jace is in the house. And he goes, fuck, they've all been here making a relationship with all these people. And I've been an idiot.
I've been an idiot the whole time. They're a family, and I'm not part of it because of myself. Like, I'm the only reason that I don't understand what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And so Elle gets out of the water to come walk over to him, and he sees full blown all her scars because she's wearing a bikini. And he has like this like panic attack and runs in the house. And he's going to go murder somebody. And Lincoln wasn't outside yet. And so he bumps into Lincoln while he's on his way to do this. And Lincoln ends up calming him down enough to be like, you know you can't. You promised her. You need to be rash about this. But also you do not get to make her feel bad about the scars on her body. And if you run out right now, that's what she's going to assume you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So him and I'll end up talking. She ends up taking them all to the war room later after dinner, after Cassie's gone to bed, and we find out she literally has a war room. There's weapons and security cameras.
Like, and you know, like one of those big posters with all the red little strings? That's what I picture.
And that's when Marcus finally finds out, holy shit, how many people has she killed?
Yeah,
like,
because
oh
he's
God.
like, why is there so many X's? And then Lincoln's like, he's like, how many people did you kill? And she goes, well, I killed this guy, but then Lincoln killed this guy, this guy, this guy,
and I heard in some very interesting ways.
And they were ripped apart to shreds. And he's like, what the fuck?
There's things I don't know about my brother, clearly. So they decide that they're going to go and do one tonight. There's this warehouse, this dock, that apparently Elliot ships girls out of, and Asher got a tip. And that's what he had shown up at the house with. Yeah. Originally, all that time ago, that something was going to be going down at the docks this night. So they all go. Her, Lincoln, Jace, and Marcus with Asher in their ear, because Asher can't go. And so they show up at this thing. And Jace and Marcus have not really been a part of any of this yet, so they're very confused on what's really going on right now. Elle ends up getting out of the car to go, like, flirt with these security guards to distract them, and Marcus like wants to go help her, and then she kills them both, and he's just like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
And then they end up having to separate, and she knows that they won't let her separate, so while they're distracted, she just takes off running
and takes out her fucking earpiece.
Yeah, because
she can't talk to her.
Yeah, because she's like, they'll just distract me. She's like, if I have to listen to them, I won't be able to hear someone sneaking up on me. So she takes it out. She kills 2 more people, and then they all meet back up again. She finds out that Jace committed his first murder, and so did Marcus. And then Lincoln took down the rest of them. But also, Jace was finally like, Elle, can you please put your earpiece back in so that Asher stops threatening to kill us all? So she puts it back in, and she hears the tail end of his rant.
He's like, I will put your body parts in a vat of acid. I will fucking rip apart.
Yeah, he's like, if I don't hear her voice in the next 5 seconds, I swear to God, you're all dead.
She puts her earpiece in and goes,
donuts. He's like, donuts. Fucking donuts. Never do that again to me, Hell's Bells, because that's what he calls her.
Yeah.
He's like, never again. And then, so, obviously, it was a trap. Because there was more men there than they thought. There was no girls. They didn't find anybody. It was just people trying to kill them, and they realized, okay, holy shit.
They're onto us.
They're onto us. They know what we're doing. We can't hide it anymore. So they go to go home, and Zach and Asher both say, you can't come back here tonight. It's probably safer if you go home with the boys.
Yeah.
To not lead anyone back to the house in case you're tailed by anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because of Cassie, obviously. So she stays with the boys at their, like, loft or whatever it is. And her and Marcus have sex for the first time. And then they're in bed sleeping, and it switches to Lincoln's point of view. And he ends up emailing with Asher, and then Asher calls him, and they're like having this flirty little banter.
Well, Lincoln's flirting with Asher, and Asher's shutting it down.
Asher's shutting it down, but I like to call it Asher's version of flirting. Anyway, because I think that is Asher's version.
Yeah, he's
of
like,
flirting.
"Can you fucking focus?" And he goes, "I am focused
on you." So they're doing that, and then all of a sudden this alarm goes off, and Asher's like, "What the hell's going on?" And Lincoln's like, shit, someone just breached our barrier. Oh my god, they're setting fire to the building. And Asher's like, what? So he sends Asher a link so Asher can get into their security cameras. He puts an earpiece in so he can hear Asher, and Asher can tell them where to go. Well, he's running around trying to wake everyone up. So he goes to Jace's room. Jace has already heard it, and it was like, he heard the alarms. He woke up. So Jace is like putting clothes on. He's like, what the fuck is going on? And he's like, someone's setting fire to our building right now. So then he rushes in to Marcus's room, and Marcus and Elle are still asleep. And he's like, wake the hell up, like something's going on. And they wake up, and Marcus is like pissed because he's gonna see Elle naked or whatever, and he's like, privacy, dude. He's like, someone's setting fire to the building. So they get up, they all try to make a run for it. Well, they can't go out the front. They hear their cars explode in the garage, so can't go that way. The only way out is to go up to the roof
and down the
drain pipe.
Yeah.
So they get up to the roof. Asher has alerted Zach. Someone's coming, but they're 5 minutes away. They don't have 5 minutes, so they end up climbing down this drain pipe to get to the bottom. Once they're all down, Zach ends up showing up, and they're like, okay, like, what the fuck is going on? So they get them all into the car, but before they do, Elle runs back towards the burning building, and she comes running back, and she has a letter in her hands, and it's basically Elliot Donovan, like, declaring war.
Yeah.
So she's like, they know there's no going back now. Like, this is what's gonna happen. So they all end up having to move in to, this is what I was talking about. So they all end up moving in to Arthur and Helen's home, basically. And Helen is like taking care of them. Is like, if you boys need anything, you let me know. Like, we'll go shopping for all of you tomorrow and get you new things. And it's like, just, it was so cute. And Jace is like, I finally feel like I'm part of a family, and like I have like a mother figure. Like, Helen starts treating them like her children, like the moment they walk through that door.
Yeah.
So as sad as it was to see them lose the only real home that they felt like they've had,
they got brought into another
they
home.
got a much better one.
Yeah.
By that happening.
Yeah.
And it never would have happened if the fire didn't happen. So
Yeah.
as much as it sucked, it was for the best.
Yeah.
So thanks, Elliot Donovan.
The Fire and Ice Ball or whatever it's called.
Yes, but Logan's back by the time that's announced.
Okay.
But I'm just trying to think if there was something else in between Logan showing up. I don't think so, right?
No, because they called, or Logan came back because he found out about the fire.
Right. So then they're just going to school like normal people because they have no choice. And Elle decides they're leaving early. She's like, fuck this, I can't deal with this today. Like, we're going home. So they're going to leave the school, and Elle's ahead of the boys, and she gets outside, and this person jumps her and starts trying to attack her, and you're like, oh my god, who is it? Like, who's come for her? Oh my god, she's gonna get kidnapped. Till she's turned around, she goes, oh my god, Logan. And he's like, hi, sissy. You finally get to meet Logan Wrighton, one of the twins. And the boys come out, and they're like, who the hell is this? Like, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, chill out, guys. I'm her brother. Jesus. And they're all like, brother?
Like,
You
fuck,
have
there's
another
another one?
And then they explain that he's one of the twins. He's Arthur and Helen's adopted child. And then he starts flirting with Jace and Lincoln. And it's like, oh, you must be River to Marcus. But he's like full-blown flirting with Lincoln because he can tell Lincoln's gay. And then he's kind of flirting with Jace. And Jace like points out that he's straight. And it's in Elle's head. And she goes, thank God Jace is straight, because I could not deal with the two of them together.
Oh no, it would be insane.
I can't. No. And then Marcus is like, great, there's another one. Like, there's two of them. There's two Jaces. There's another one now.
Yeah. Logan is the epitome of golden retriever.
Logan is Jace, but bi and a little less fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we love him immediately. The moment you meet him.
Yeah.
And then, so they all go back to the house. We end up finding out that he's there because of the fire. Because Helen and Arthur called and was like, there's fire. So him and his twin sister Lily came back to come and check on them. So they go back to the house. Elle calls Asher because while they were at school, the reason she decided to leave was because the principal had called her into his office saying that Elliot wanted to have a fire and ice ball for their winter
think it's fire and
formal.
ice, right?
Yes, for their winter formal, but wanted to merge it with the South Side.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Is there anything I should be worried about?" And she goes, "Nope, just do it, because
Yeah, what do you
there's nothing he can do to stop it without
Yeah.
it looking suspicious." So that's why they decide to leave. So they go home. She calls Asher. Asher comes. So she fills Asher and Logan in on what's going down. And they're all standing in this kitchen. And this is the first time you meet Lily. And she walks into the room. She
Sees all the
sees
boys.
all the testosterone there. Ella's like, "Oh, thank God, some estrogen." She goes, "Nope," and walks out.
right
And
out.
Elle's like,
For
Great.
fuck's sakes.
Great.
Silent that part.
yeah. So the fire and ice ball has been officially declared. So I was like, okay, we're gonna have a family day. We're all going to this place way outside of town,
2 towns over.
2 towns over, which means Cassie is safe to walk around where they're going. So they take Cassie with them. She goes, "I need to take you guys all to this place." So Logan, Jace, Marcus, Asher, and Lincoln all set off 2 towns over. And Marcus, Elle, and Asher are in the same car with Cassie. And when they get there, Elle goes to take Cassie out of the car, and she goes, "No, Mommy, I want River."
Yeah.
It's so cute.
He did a really good job with like
Yes.
making a relationship with her.
He did the moment he actually like accepted what happened.
Yeah.
He's worked for that relationship, and
Yeah.
like Cassie loves him, probably second to her dad. And then Jace and Lincoln come walking up. They're like, "Hey, we thought we were your favorite." And then Jace is like, "Come on, princess, seriously?" And she goes, "No, River, my favorite."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh no, she's not." And he like takes her and like starts flying her around. It's the relationship the boys have
Yeah.
with her is all so adorable. Anyway, so they go into this dress shop. Well, it's like a suit and dress shop. We find out that this is where Elle gets her clothes, because the man who works there is this French man who makes his own designs, but he also designs weapons, and he designs clothes that have hidden weapons. I love this man.
Yep.
I love him.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's so awesome. So he ends up designing Elle's dress, and then he gets the boys fitted for Texas that will be able to, conceal the fact that they also have weapons on them. And then he also, apparently, every time they go there, he has the dress for Cassie.
Mhm.
And, like, every time Elle pays, and he refuses to let her pay for the dress for Cassie.
Yeah, and he makes matching dresses for Cassie and for Elle.
So cute. I
know.
love him.
Yeah.
So anyway, so they leave, and then since they're like in a place that Cassie can be out and about, they like just do some like normal shopping and all this stuff. And I was like frustrated because Cassie left with a bunch of new stuffed animals that apparently, according to Marcus and Jace, she needed.
Yeah.
So
They spoil the
her
fuck out
rotten.
of her.
Yeah. And then Cassie wants ice cream, so they all go to this ice cream shop. They're all in there together. And then Elle sees somebody standing outside the ice cream shop. And then when she goes to tell the boys and look back, the person's gone. We don't know who the person is. We just know whatever it is, it spooked her, because they end up leaving immediately and going home.
But then she also thinks she might have been like seeing something.
Yes, because she wasn't there when she looked back 2 seconds later.
Yeah.
So that's why she never told the boys, but she was spooked enough for them to go home.
Yeah.
So they go home, and like we had said earlier, there's multiple people on this list besides Elliot and Grave. There's multiple people on this list besides Elliot and Greg who Elle wants dead. So one of them is the chief of police, because he's a part of this, because he's an asshole. But not only that, he likes to, trigger warning, grape little boys.
And then
Because
kill
he's
them.
a disgusting pig. So they decide they're going to, he's the next person on their list, and they're going to take him down while Logan's in town. Because they're not 100% sure. So he has a son who's a full-grown adult now who works for the police. So they're not sure if he's a part of this or not. They never were like 100% on it. So they decide that no matter what, they're going to use his son as bait. So his son just happened to be the cop working on the fire. So Elle and Marcus show up to deal with all the stuff to do with like the fire. And Logan sneaks up, and Logan is in med school, so he has access to certain things. And so they drug the son of the police chief, and they take him, and then they go and they kidnap the police chief, and then they put them in this like, she has this cabin in the middle of nowhere where underneath it she has this whole kill room. I love her.
Far away too.
Yeah, it was like
they
2
drove for,
hours
like,
away, and the boys were
hours.
like so confused, like, what is going on? Because the only people who know what this place is are Asher and Logan. The rest of them have no idea.
Where are we
And they
going?
Yeah, so they get there and they open this like hole in the floor, and the rebels are all like, what the hell is this? And they get down there, and Logan's like, wow, this place is looking good, sis. And the boys were like, what the hell is this? She's got like tarps and weapons and like all this stuff everywhere. And she's like, this is my kill room. So she's like, okay, I need you guys all to decide now, because this is going to get gross. It's going to get bloody. If you cannot stomach it, I need you to leave now. And they all decide that they're going to stay, so she gives them all plastic suits and makes them wear them. So she ends up killing the police chief. They found out the police chief's son's
Not a part of it, and they let him go.
so they just threaten him.
Yeah.
And then they let him go. So they've now killed him. They go back to the house. Everyone goes their separate ways. Lincoln can't sleep because he has too much adrenaline in his system. He's in the gym, and Logan comes in, gives him the best head of his life, according to Lincoln. And then Asher walks in mid this happening and just watches it. And then Lincoln's like watching Asher watch it. And then Logan, they're in front of a mirror, so like Logan can see Asher watching Lincoln in the mirror. So he's like, yeah, and then they try to flirt with Asher after and make him really uncomfortable, and then Logan leaves the room because Asher's like, I came here for a reason, like, I need to talk to Lincoln. So he leaves, and then Lincoln's like, did you enjoy what you saw? And he's like, fuck off, like, I'm here to tell you, like, important intel. Anyway, so then Logan ends up going back to college, so does Lily, and then it's like weeks later, and it's time for the fire and ice dance. So Logan has now come back in town for the fire and ice dance. Asher is still undercover, so he is going to the fire and ice dance, but he's going without the rest of them because no one can know that he's talking to them, obviously. So, and then Logan drives separately so that no one knows he's connected to her, because nobody knows about her and the Wrightons. And then she goes with Jace, Marcus, and Lincoln, thank you, with Lincoln to the dance. And Cassie is being babysat by Zach because Helen and Arthur are away for their anniversary, and obviously Lily's back at college.
They're not away; they're just at dinner for their anniversary.
Yeah, they were getting like a hotel for the night or something. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, they're not there. He's watching Cassie, and Lily's at college because Logan only came back to help out with this. So they go to the dance. They're at the dance. Greg ends up cornering Elle in a classroom, and Asher's kind of like suspicious of what's going on. So after Greg ends up cornering her and then leaving, Asher ends up following him out. And then Elle, Jace, and Marcus are all there, and Jace and Lincoln kind of give her and Marcus some space for a second, because she's like, that was the first time she actually had to talk to Greg after everything that happened, and she had to act calm and like collected, because if she showed a weakness, she knew he would attack. And this is the first time he also mentions that he wants to marry her, which is disgusting. And then Greg wants to marry her. Yeah, not Marcus. It wouldn't be disgusting if Marcus wanted to marry Elle. Sorry. Anyway, so after Greg leaves, her and Marcus are there. Marcus and her end up screwing, and then she had tried to call Zach a bunch, and she couldn't get a hold of them, and they just decided, okay, it's just time to go home for the night. Let's go home. Jace was flirting with Taylor, so they tell Taylor, we're going to give you a ride home. And Taylor agrees. And then they drop Taylor off, and Taylor and Jace share their first kiss. Aw, go Jace. He had such a crush on her.
I know. He came back so flustered.
Yeah. So they go back to the house, and the boys are like in the garage kind of just like talking to each other.
They get a call from their little crew about something.
Yeah, and they just like have to talk to them for a second. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go inside and like go check on Cassie and talk to Zach about how tonight went or whatever. And Logan also, remember, he drove separately, so he was driving home separately as well. And Asher had gone to follow his brother. So Elle walks into this house, and she's just walking through, and then she gets to near where the living room is, and there's just blood. She's like, what the hell? And she walks fully into the living room, and her brother is lying there. Zach. He's been shot.
And stabbed.
And he's bleeding out. And he's lying there, and she runs over to him. She's like, Zach? Like, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, where's Cassie? He's like, I'm so sorry. They took her. So she's like sitting there like, what the fuck? And then, so she's sitting there trying to keep pressure on his wound. All of a sudden, Asher walks in and shoots somebody because there was one person they had left behind to take Elle out or give her a message. I'm not sure what they were doing, but they were holding a gun to Elle's head as she's putting pressure on her brother's wound. She's thinking in her head, whatever, just fucking kill me. Like, you've taken my kid now. Fuck you. So she can't do anything about it. And then all of a sudden there's a gunshot. She thinks it's going to be her. It's not. Asher shot the man. And Asher is completely bloodied and bruised because I guess they were on him and they had people waiting to jump him when he got to his car.
Mm-hmm.
So he never fully followed Greg, because if he had of, obviously,
yeah,
this wouldn't have happened. So he's in there. He lies down on the ground. The rebels finally come running in because they've heard a gunshot, and they finally see what's going on, and they're like, what the fuck? And Marcus is like, Elle, where's Cassie? And the book ends with her saying, she's gone. Cassie's gone. What is wrong with you?
So fucked up. Literally, I finished it. Next book immediately. Okay, what the fuck's going on?
I had to pick it up immediately. Once again, those poor people that read it as they came out.
I know.
Could you imagine?
No, not at all. I'd probably kill myself.
Like, God. No way. I could not wait. I immediately picked the next one up.
Yeah, this book was a lot more serious than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But I did love how, like, Marcus finally fucking came around.
Yeah.
Finally.
They get more serious as they go.
Yeah.
Like, the first one was dark, yes, but it was lighter dark. Then it's, like, a medium gray for the first half of the second book. And then it's, like, a
pitch
dark
damn black.
fucking gray for the second half of it. And then the last chapter is fucking, you're edging on black here. And then the third book's just, like, it's deep pit of darkness.
Yeah.
But I love it.
Yeah.
So, what was everybody's favorite part, or any parts we didn't talk about that you loved? I think I know her favorite part.
Yeah, I loved when Logan and Lincoln and the whole Asher thing, you finally start to, like, learn a bit of that dynamic. And it's hinted in the first one. But obviously, like,
That something like Lincoln
something
and
happens.
Asher, but then Logan gets thrown in
Yeah.
there, and you're like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the third one, it's more hinted, and then in Jace's book it's more hinted, and then you finally get Lincoln's book in the last one, and you figure out what the fuck happens with those three.
Yeah, but my favorite scene is Logan's introduction.
Oh
That's
my
my
god.
favorite part of this book.
Yeah.
Because when you first read it, you're like, oh my god, who's attacking her? Is she about to get kidnapped? And then all of a sudden it's,
Yeah, he's like,
hey, sissy. Like, what the
yeah.
hell? Really?
Honestly, the way that she does, like, her character introductions is so iconic.
They're iconic.
Because, like, the first thing you see is Lily is go, nope. Fuck no.
Yeah. I mean, Asher's was iconic too in the first book. Like, they're
You
just
get
all
a feel
iconic.
for who they are.
Yeah.
What,
Immediately.
yes, which I love. That was also my favorite part, obviously.
Meeting
the
Logan. Or the gym scene.
The gym scene and Logan, both.
Everything about Logan.
This whole book was kind of heavier, so I think those were like the lighter scene. That was the only really light part.
Yeah, and Jace with the Starbucks orders.
Well,
I love Jace loves his Starbies. Another one of my favorite parts is when Jace said he wanted to go to Starbies, and Lincoln's like, "What the hell is that?" And I was like, "I think he means Starbucks."
Yeah. Literally, Logan's first words are "getting sloppy, little sis," as he has a bloody nose because Elle fucking knocked him in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. There's so much I want to talk about this book, but it all happens in the third book, and then we can't really say anything. So it's like,
Yeah. I just love this series so much.
yeah,
We talked about that in the first episode. I am obsessed. I
yeah.
love them so much.
We reference this series weekly.
We talk about this book almost every day.
Something little.
The two of us talk about this, and we have for 9 months?
Yep.
Almost every day.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It is
It always comes up somehow in conversation.
my Roman Empire.
I love them. I don't know how I didn't know they existed until you told me to read them.
I know.
Like,
And I found it so randomly on like a random TikTok.
Yeah, you found it randomly, and then you gave it to me, and I can't imagine ever not of reading these books now. I don't remember a time when I didn't know who these characters were. Like, I love them.
How
so
people
much.
have no fucking clue what these books are?
I'm sorry, if I had even read the Puck Boys first, I would have been curious and I would have looked it up, because that's what I did with the King Hood novella. I was reading Puck Boys, and these people were mentioned, and they were almost talking about them like I should know them, and I looked it up and I found the King Hood novella. I don't get how people aren't doing that when Ella and Marcus and all these people are showing up. Like, aren't you curious?
Yeah. I really hope that event, like, soon.
I'm hoping, really like, popular. Edge of Darkness has become popular now, and I'm hoping the same thing will happen with Black Hallows.
Yeah, because I think people started looking at, like, who the fuck is Base and Tobias and Kate and Stacy and all these people showing up in the very last epilogue of
Am I meant to care about them? Like, yeah. And I hope that happens with Black Hallows, because people need to read these books.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure we'll have a lot more to talk about after the next book.
So much more.
Yeah.
But
that's it for now.
Bye, guys.